Anyway, say hi to Emma Pearl, everybody. Emma's gonna join us for holes today.
My name's Emma Pearl. If you want, you can call me EP. I use she, her pronouns. What else about me?
Yeah, I was gonna ask
about
it.
me.
No.
Today, I got a motorcycle delivered. It's a new era. He's in my lap right now. He's having just like a hard life.
Oh, baby.
He's pretty mad because I like had the nerve to like run an errand without him earlier today. It was so messed up.
Terrible.
So he had to stay home and lay on a heated blanket. Like, ugh.
I love the hat. It's very good.
What's your sign? Oh my god, thanks. I have like literally like 6 of these. I'm a Capricorn sun. I'm a Leo rising. I'm a Scorpio moon.
I'm not a horoscope gay.
Scorpio moon is like I feel that deeply at all times, but also the Capricorn sun. Such as
You
life.
sound like a multifaceted individual. I know what I'm talking about.
I would say so.
It sounds like your charts are kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Did I do it? Am I horoscoping?
That's like a perfect review. You did a really good job, honestly.
Let's go, baby. We're so back. Are you ready for the first hole, Emma Pearl?
Stoked. Beyond ready.
Am I the asshole for excluding my sister from my wedding?
The quotations are really important, actually. Like, so important.
This was sent to me, and the little preview gave like this first sentence and only this title, and I was like, this is gonna take one of the most wild twists I've ever seen, or it's going to be absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, strap in, because this has been nothing but nonsense for me. I, 24F, got engaged a few months ago. I'm in the early planning stages, and my mother, 50F, has been trying to make herself a part of the wedding planning. We're doomed from the fucking start, aren't we? I've tried to let her be involved, but we've reached an issue we can't agree on, and I need some help. My mom and I have a complicated relationship. I never could have guessed. She spent most of my life abusing hard drugs and finally became clean after going through her 3rd or 4th rehab program. She got out when I was 15, and I felt like I finally had my mom back. And then one of her roomies from rehab called her up, saying her dog had puppies. That's when my mom adopted Bella, who is now 8. Everything she did became centered around that dog and not her real children. I have a younger half-sibling through her. She cared more about what that dog ate and if the dog was alone, and she takes it literally everywhere, even businesses and other places she isn't supposed to, falsely claiming it's either an ESA or service animal. That dog basically became her new baby. Now, if you're wondering where my sister comes into all of this, it's not my half-sibling. He's a guy. My sister is the dog, the fucking dog. My mom showed me pictures of little doggy dresses a couple weeks ago because she wanted my opinion on which one Bella should wear to be in the wedding. I told her Bella won't be in my wedding, and she literally said, "But she's your sister."
This is where I think the quotations especially have played in, because I feel like the title would have given it away a little bit easier if it was put before my sister instead of excluding. You know what I mean?
I lost my patience a little at this point, and I told my mom as nicely as I could that her dog is not my sister, and that animals are not welcome at my wedding and will not be welcome on the premises of my venue at any time during setup, ceremony, reception, or cleanup, and that if she brings Bella, I will make her turn around and take her back home. My mother threw a fit, cussing and crying about how I'm being a terrible daughter and a terrible sister, about how I am excluding my sister from the wedding, and that I don't have to be so difficult about one little dog.
Hear me out.
Are you playing fucking devil's advocate right now, Emma Pearl?
I'm just saying, if you look at listen, here. Ear holes open. You're telling me if Bella showed up at cleanup and was like, hey, how can I help? Bella goes, gets a napkin off from under the table, carries it to the trash can. You're not gonna be like, what a great sister I have. What a blessed sister. You're not gonna say that? I don't really know.
This has now caused arguments between me, her, my grandma, and my 2 aunts. They sure have a lot of opinions about...
What side are all these people on?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Are they arguing that, yes, this dog should be treated as your own flesh and blood sister?
What if grandma's just like, shut the fuck up, each of you?
Honestly, that's what I'm hoping. Then she posted the whole mess to her Facebook page, and random people in our local community are chiming in. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I told her she was being childish and that this was incredibly embarrassing. She needed to take the posts down, and she just made another post quoting that line from the Bible about obeying your parents.
Yeah.
I'm at my wit's end. I don't know if she's insane or if I'm just out of touch or something. Who is the asshole here? No, you know who the asshole is.
Honestly, though.
Am I the asshole? Look at the username. Am I the asshole sister dog?
Sister dog.
Am I the asshole sister dog?
She better put that away or TLC is about to pick up a new show. Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of up. Am I the asshole for telling my mom and dad that they have to get their noses pierced if they want to see my daughter again? My husband and I travel down to Mexico to visit my family. I'm an American citizen. My mom and dad are not. My mom and dad got my daughter earrings for her birthday. My daughter's ears are not pierced. She's only 1 year old. I told them I would save them for her until she was old enough to get her ears pierced. We left my daughter with my parents while we went to meet up with some friends.
Oh no!
When we went to pick up my daughter, my mom showed us that we didn't need to wait because they had taken her to get her ears pierced. I got my daughter. I dragged my husband out of there before he lost his shit. We went back to our hotel.
Oh!
My husband said that my parents are not allowed to spend time alone with my daughter ever again. I went farther. I said that I would not be bringing her or any other kids we might have down here to see my parents. We checked out 3 days early and went home.
Hell yeah. Good for you. Put your fucking foot down. Let them know they
Straight
fucked up.
On the way home, my parents were calling me to see when we were coming over. I ignored all the calls and texts until we were back home in Phoenix. We took a couple of days to think things over and cool down. I finally called them. Asked them not to speak until I was done talking.
Good.
Remove. That's
Let's
a
go.
reader comment.
Okay.
I told them that my husband and I are upset with them for getting our baby's ears pierced without our permission. I told them that we went back home and probably wouldn't be visiting for a while. They said that my sister and I both had pierced ears when we were babies and that it did not harm us. I said that we were not going to change our minds. They started getting everyone, including my grandmother, to call me and say that I was being ridiculous. I said that we were not going to change our minds. They started getting blah, blah, grandma's pissed. I talked with my husband and we came up with a compromise. We agreed that we would resume visits, but not alone time with them if they both got their noses pierced. They said that we are being stupid, is what they said, and they are not going to do that. I said, no problem, and hung up.
I love that
brother.
so much, actually.
Damn.
No problem. Click. Bye.
Okay, cool. We've started blocking anyone who tries to call us and give us shit for denying my parents their, in all caps, right to see my daughter.
Don't you just love that when grandparents feel so ridiculously entitled to their children's children? Like, I don't like that.
If there are cultural, I don't want to speak on like cultural. I don't understand necessarily, and I don't have enough context to like fully speak on that. But even then, if the parents say no, it's fucked up for a grandparent to jump in.
I think I do want to try to do some keywords. EP, do we want to do horoscope? Do we want to try zodiac? Do we want to try a specific horoscope maybe? What is the juiciest zodiac sign?
I mean, Gemini Gemini gets a lot of heat.
We going Gemini? Do we want to do Gemini?
We could try a classical Gemini search.
We putting Geminis on blast right now. I sort my top first, but this one took me out instantly. Let's make all the horoscope girlies angry right now. Are you ready for this one? Am I the asshole for refusing to name our daughter, in quotes, after my mother-in-law? The quotation marks means the mother-in-law is an 8-year-old dog. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Wife is pregnant, due next month. We've been talking about baby names for a long while, and we both have a list with our top 5. We haven't decided yet, and wife came to me last night with a huge smile on her face, talking about finding the right name. I asked to hear it, and she said she wants to name our daughter Aquarius, which was weird. I looked it up, and if our daughter is on time, she'll be a Taurus, and if she's a few days late, a Gemini. Regardless, I think zodiac names are just not really my thing, but to name our daughter after one she isn't even is... and then a couple question marks. I asked why Aquarius, and my wife said it's to honor her mother, who is alive and well, and is eagerly awaiting our daughter. I was just so confused. I refused. It would be one thing to give our daughter a middle name after my mother-in-law / wife's mom, but Aquarius just seems too far out of reach. I said no to Aquarius, completely vetoed it. Mind you, she's vetoed some of the name suggestions right off the bat for her own reasons that I respected. I was nice about it, but was firm and said, basically, I get wanting to honor your mom, and we can do something with that, but Aquarius is out of reason, and I really don't want to name our daughter that. Very clear communication and boundaries between people. But this person is posting on Am I the Asshole? So obviously it doesn't go well. My wife started crying and hasn't talked to me since. I thought it was hormones, but it's literally been several days now and she's still giving me the cold shoulder. To make matters worse, mother-in-law called me and asked to clear the air? Asked what the fuck she was talking about, and basically wife told her about what happened, but made it sound as if I had an issue with mother-in-law. Oh my God, it ain't about you.
That's a mess.
I'm just confused. Am I the asshole for refusing to name our daughter Aquarius? No. Next. Zodiac hole. Not the asshole.
Next.
Boom. Done.
I want to see the top comment. Like, what could anyone in the world say about that?
This is the dawning age of the not the asshole. Do we just go through the list of every top Am I the Asshole post for every astrological sign?
Apparently, do Capricorn. Do it.
Capricorn?
Do it. I'm a Capricorn sun, and I'm there.
The top Capricorn post. 44 upvotes.
Oh my.
Oh no. Oh,
also, that's kind of
no.
a Capricorn thing to say, so. Am I the asshole for not choosing a therapist with is that pronounced shamanistic?
Shamanistic, yes.
Astrology-based approach. I have a few bugs in my mental wires that I need to get purged, which is my obnoxious way of saying, I'm a little fucked up and need help, but I'm not so in need of help that I can't afford to be just a bit choosy. So relatable. I believe that when seeking therapy, it's important to click with your therapist and find one with an approach you can really mesh with. Yeah. So I was looking around for options both near me physically and via telehealth. I've been reading about providers' credentials, what they have to say about themselves when that's available, and generally just considering my options. Therapy is an investment both financially and emotionally, and I don't want to just be random about it. So real. Literally real.
The journey to find a therapist is a long and arduous one, but yeah, absolutely. You need to find someone you mesh with. I feel you.
One option I came across was a lady who had a biography boasting of a holistic, shamanistic, astrology-based approach. She specialized in, quote, nurturing the inner child through exploring your imagination. It stated that doing this would find imbalances in your aura and chakras, which she could then work on with the client.
I could see that working for some people. Maybe that's not just for you.
Exactly. I realize this sounds like a lot of buzzwords I tossed together to get a reaction, but I swear it isn't. And I was actually even almost interested. Despite the unorthodox biography, she was a certified psychotherapist. Plus, I was even interested in exploring what a shamanistic approach would be like. I even like astrology and personality tests and stuff. I think they're a great lens to compare and contrast your view of yourself or others as a way of introspection. But I don't think being a Capricorn and an INFJ have anything to do with my intermittently crippling anxiety, so I passed.
Hey, that's fair. I was worried that they like met with someone and the therapist was trying to say, oh, you're a Capricorn, this makes sense, that's why you are everything, don't worry about it.
I mentioned this to a friend of mine. Let's call her Mona. Fun fake friend name. I love that, actually.
All right.
Because I do have some wistful interest in spirituality, just not that flavor. I showed Mona the profile and said I wish the therapist's approach seemed more concrete, because I would love to explore something spiritual and have my feet too far nailed into the ground, in my opinion. What an intense way to put that.
I would love to explore something spiritual and have my feet too far nailed to the ground.
I think they're saying they currently are nailed into the ground. But
I mean, one's in chat if you would also like to be nailed.
Mona said that calling the therapist's approach not concrete was ignorant, closed-minded, and even racist because the therapist was black and I ended up picking a white person with a CBT-based approach. She says I don't know anything about astrology or shamanism and that maybe I would be surprised at the results if I stopped being a, quote, boring-ass bigot, end quote. Oh gosh, she went as far as to tell me I was just like the mashed potatoes I made myself for dinner, since they only had salt and pepper. In other words, bland and unimaginative.
Girl, you jumped so far.
Mona, are you good?
Mona!
Blink once if yes. I made some joke about how I sometimes add cayenne, and the night ended soon afterwards. We haven't spoken since. Now I'm wondering if I really may have missed out. I love it. Like, the question isn't what the hell's going on with my friend. It's am I the asshole for not considering this therapist?
Right. It has nothing to do with the friend. The OP is like, oh, who gives a shit? But what about this therapist though? Top comment here is not the asshole. Over the last 30 odd years, I've gone through at least 10 therapists for various reasons. Some I dropped because I got to a better place and didn't need the support. Some because I moved, and some because we didn't mesh for whatever reason. You need to be comfortable, and from what I read, you had a philosophical difference, which can negatively impact your health, your healing, and growth if you don't feel comfortable. Your quote-unquote friend is lazy and clueless to play the race card. She's the closed-minded asshole here, not you.
When we're like, you can answer the question at hand, which is like, no, you are not an asshole for being picky about your therapist. And then you also want to kind of be like, also there's more happening in your life that you need to consider thinking about critically. The second half of that comment right there?
I might have paid this out too quickly. I think we ran into an unreliable narrator situation and OP twisted the story to put them in a favorable light, actually. Reading the tone of every single comment that they have made in the past 2 years on Reddit has me thinking maybe they're actually racist, though. So y'all shaded Mona. She basically just snapped. It honestly sounds like Mona just snapped, honestly. Because, like, the tone of all these different posts from this user sounds like they kind of really fucking suck as a person. I don't know about necessarily this story, but because, like, we all read the same story, it didn't sound like OP was being wild. But, like, the rest of OP's comments on everything else, they sound like a fucking dickhead.
Just rude. Like a rudeopotamus. Like,
right.
I think it says a lot about somebody if they just like leave rude comments on the internet.
Right. There's only one response to the post that we read from OP.
What's the parent comment of that?
Not the asshole. You weren't even particularly critical of the therapist. You just said you weren't quite sold. Your friend jumped straight into insulting you over that. Why are you friends exactly? And they just said, tenure and then colon P.
The colon P is some kind of atrocious vibes with that.
Yeah, I don't trust this person at all. I paid it out too quick. I think OP might just be a racist.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. My brain is now stuck, not here, in an alternate reality called like where there's like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but one of the sisters is a dog, and I'm like, imagine if there was just a pair of pants that could like fit to a human body, and then also your sister dog. But then that's also
gotta
brought
be a
up
Great Dane, easy.
But it
It's gotta
brought
be a
up
big
for
ass
me
dog.
the pictures where it's like, how does a dog wear pants? Like on the back half or like up on both? So I forgot that we were trying to judge who the asshole was because I was kind of stuck there for a little bit. Just being honest with you.
New poll. We can't satisfy this poll unless we know. We've got 32 votes for the right, 4 votes for the left. We've got some centaur dog believers in the chat. It's a niche fandom, but they're
Where would
there.
I put that? I'm very proud of the very brave people that said left.
The
I think
6
that's
very
so
brave
cool of
people.
you.
Are they brave or are they just contrarian? It's got to be left because dogs don't have thumbs to take their pants off when they poop.
See, now
So
we're
let me-
thinking through the issue.
Let me get this straight. Your argument for how dogs would wear pants is their ability to still poop with pants on? Is this where I pull an amp and say all chaps are assless? Is this how
See, we're finally back to asshole content one way or another.
dog is gonna poop no matter what, okay? Sister dog of the traveling assless chaps.
Yes, thank you. That's what it's about.
I'd read that. Can we get someone can we get a fan fiction writer to write Sister Dog of the Traveling Assless Chaps, please, and
We know
Spankies?
you're here lurking at the very least.
Yeah.
Get in there and write that.
Yeah, can we need the world needs to know about Sister Dog of the Traveling Assless Chaps. Thank you so much. Community rights fanfic, exactly.